Talk about that a little bit, like writing a female character and how you approach it, that kind of thing.
Jared, would you like to go first?
Well, the funny thing is, it's I'm more or less the story and the struggles I'd like to put her through, but that guy right there is the one that's he's writing the all the female parts for me there.
Oh, that's right, Johnny.
That's right.
I forgot Johnny is your writer on that book.
Like I got her general personality.
When you handed it off to Johnny, did you just have you written stuff before, Jared, or no?
I can write a heavy outline, and I can give you a general, like who I want her to be. Like this is how she is. This is what her to be like.
Gotcha, but you have trouble putting it all together into
like dialogue and I are not
like
as
a
friendly.
Act
he's
kind of
he's
thing.
very gifted. Yeah, so I let him take the helm, and he's written some really great stuff, and sometimes he'll alter it, and I love it more than what I did because again, I'm not a writer.
That's a true collaboration right there, which is great, you know. And you get the best stuff out of like letting, talking it out and, hearing other points of view. So it's great.
It allowed me to learn the old Marvel method of here are the pages, here's the general idea, make it work. So
question for you guys. So does he hand you completed artwork, Johnny, and you have to figure out the story around it, or
for the most part completed artwork. Like enough is done where I can see what's going on, and only rarely will I say like, okay, well we need to change this, or we want to tweak this, or I think I had some significant changes in issue 3 in terms of things that happen, the way things play out, that I kind of rewrote the idea a little bit because it created more of a through line to the story where like Jared didn't see those dots connect,
Like issue 2, I think I redid 5 pages because of that. Like he just had a better idea as to how it should flow, and once I looked at it, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's way better. So like I'll redraw the page. I don't care. Like as long as it looks good and sounds good and people enjoy it, I'll put that work in. So
that's truly the Marvel process too, isn't it? That's how Stan Lee used to do with Jack.
That's what I heard. Yeah, like I didn't know that, and somebody mentioned my first writer.
Rob Liefeld used to do the same thing too.
Did he really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he would have the basic plot line, and he would draw the comic, and then he'd hire a writer to add the war balloons and dialogue and narration and all that stuff.
No kidding. And but that's how like things like Silver Surfer got created, right? Because like, isn't that what? I
think almost all the great comics were created that way.
Oh my god! Yeah, you think about those days, like it's just nuts. Like and like just handing stuff to Jack Kirby, and he just goes off and comes back with this masterpiece. Yeah, it's amazing. But yeah, so that's cool. I didn't know you guys worked that way. Like I thought Johnny wrote the script and then handed it to you. And
no, it's like because I've already got. I got 4 or 5 volumes worth of ideas, like each, because I'm working in volumes. So this one will get to issue 4. That's my first volume. Okay. Second volume might be 6 issues or 8 issues, whatever works. Nice. And I've got these things mapped out in whatever order, probably 4 or 5 deep. So I've got the ideas, but it's just getting it onto paper and getting the characters fleshed out is where I needed the help. So.
And I'll always try to make a conscientious effort that if I do have to make a change, it's a tweak and not a rewrite of a page. Usually,
right. Yep.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, but
So, are you in for the long haul, Johnny, for this book, or?
I don't know, we haven't really discussed it. I mean, like I said,
we haven't really talked about it. It's just, it's more of like Jared helps me out a lot with graphic work I need, and if this is what I can do to repay Jared, cool,
Yeah, because I've put books together for him and everything. I don't care, I'll help you. You help me. It's a great setup.
No, it's good.
Yeah. So
it's
everybody,
good that you guys could collaborate that way.
Yeah, I want to see people succeed and everything. So
yeah, that's great. So tell me a little bit about the female character, though. Is she like the star of the book?
Yeah, she's the star of the book. She's the Wyatt, the Skinwalker bear. He comes in second issue, and they're kind of a pairing. I mean, it's all focused. Everything is hinged on her lineage, what she is, and all the technology is based kind of like the pod that Superman crashed in. They reverse engineered all that to create the group that she runs with, and they run on her power source and everything like that. So, but Wyatt's, I'd like him to be, almost like a 50-50. He's got a lot of struggle. He's got a lot of things going on deep. He's bonded to this spirit bear that's torturing him. And he's a good guy, and he's just coming to grips with the horrible things that have happened to him. And being part of this team is going to help him get to those goals ultimately. So yeah, it's more of a 50-50 for the most part.
I feel like the book is a lot like Hellboy, or the BPRD more specifically.
Okay. It's got that feel to it, yeah.
So it's like a bunch of characters that are brought together, like by
I've got witches, warlocks, aliens. There's anything you can, because Gargoyles was another huge, Greg Weisman's writing, where he took them on the Phoenix Gate run, and they went all over the world and visited all different, urban legends and creatures and everything, every part of the world. And I always love that you got to explore everybody's little mythos in their countries and their beliefs.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
And I like to kind of meld it all together and just
and channel that fun, that stuff you loved about Gargoyles.
Oh yeah,
up. Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
I'd love to watch that again, because I remember that was a great show.
I've been watching it again.
Is it on Disney Plus?
I've got it in a couple. I've got Blu-rays of it and everything. Yeah, it's on Disney Plus.
It is? Okay, yeah. I'm going to give that one another whirl. Plus Keith David. How could you go wrong with Keith
David?
Good. Yeah,
good. He said he's ready to do a live action anytime they say the word,
in a
man.
Second. Like, they should bring that one back in 2 seconds,
Just take the Avengers tech and just move it over to Gargoyle.
Yeah.
You got Iron Man is Xanatos. The Hulk tech can be the Gargoyles. I mean,
that'd be great. Yeah.
Print money if you do it right.
Definitely. Yep. So, Julius, tell us a little bit about the female protagonist in your book. Yours looks really good, and I
thank you.
The Anthony Gambino artwork is, that kid is awesome.
Yeah, he's great. I got lucky. I got really lucky with him. Funny enough, when I was developing the story, it was actually a male protagonist.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the setting was way different. It wasn't the setting that we have now. It was the whole story was way different. And then as I was developing it, I usually use my wife to gauge ideas. So whenever I throw an idea at her and I get like a mild reaction, I go, okay, that sucks. That's not gonna work. So if she gives me an excited reaction, I'll go, okay, it's gonna work. Okay. Because she's not a comic book reader. She never read comics, but she still can appreciate cool ideas and like, oh, that sounds interesting. That sounds cool, kind of cool. So as I was developing the story, she just one day blurted out, "Why don't you make it into a woman? Like, why can't it be a woman?" And I was like, "A woman? I don't know how to write women though. I don't know if I could do that, And she's like, "Well, I can help you with that." And I was like, "Oh, interesting." And the wheel started turning in my head.
It becomes like a collaborative thing.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, maybe that could work, And then I started, I had to scrap the whole story that I was already developing and start again. And then eventually it got to where we have it now. And the great thing about her helping me out with it was when I presented her with the ideas I was coming up with, she told me, "Oh, is this going to be like fantastical or grounded?" And I was like, "Oh, grounded." So, that wouldn't happen. That wouldn't work. And I was like, "Oh, why not?" And it's because, the female body is built in a certain way where they can't go toe to toe with the guy. Like that's just impossible. Right.
So you like trying to find like those little angles.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, and then again, I was like, interesting. Okay. Yeah. So I had to go back.
That's good. That's great to have somebody
work on it. And eventually, I finally figured out that the best approach I can have is that she has to be like a fox going up against a pack of wolves. So a fox has to use the old noggin to trick their enemies. Yes, being slick and hiding in the shadows and trick, so once I got that down, it was like, all right, cool. That's
awesome though. I love hearing that because it's like you didn't instantly go to like my woman character is awesome at everything. Like
no way.
You didn't go to that, which was great.
Ahoy, mateys! 'Tis I, Captain Horatio Honeyflakes, and I be here to tell you some exciting news. Mighty Mascots, issues 7, 8, and 9 has been extended for another 30 days. Feast your eyes on these new exciting perks that are available only on Indiegogo. This exclusive retro-style lunchbox is just what you need for back-to-school lunches or lunch in the office. You'll be the talk of the town. This exclusive puppet can also be yours. A high-quality handmade version of me, Horatio Honeyflakes, can be yours to grace your room, your office, or be the highlight of any comic fan collection. So back the Mighty Mascots today, but only one Horatio Honeyflakes. Ha ha! Mascots unleash!